Yo.
South Florida P-Lovers.
That bitch recording?
Yes, sir.
I think she is.
Well, listen.
All right, this is vid number 3.
But you won't get it in the same order. Anyway, so I wanted to hit you guys up with this. 2015, Game 4 of the World Series. Halloween night. Trick or treat, bitches. So, we got some shit for your ass right now. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, straight up, I'm not a Dewars guy. Never have been, never will be.
Nor are we blended Scotch lovers. But
we're making an exception here. This was a gift.
From ABC Liquor Store?
ABC Liquor Store. They have decided to basically just, hook it up.
Yeah. So they did.
Yeah, so, we just brought this home with us. And it's a blended Scotch, 15 years old. It's called the Monarch, right? So there's a history to this. The history is that the Monarch was named after a painter, Landseer's masterpiece, right? It was called the Monarch of the Glen. And really, it's made specially from selected single malts, right? So it's kind of like the green, right? Because the green's got, 4 single malts?
Yeah.
So
well, this also has fucking grain whiskey there.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is it's very similar because they're picking like single malts to make it. So they're blending, they got some sort of methodology behind it. So from specially selected single malts and single grain whiskeys that are at least 15 years. So that's the criteria. They all have to be at the very least 15. It could be anything above that, right?
Anything above that.
So
remember, these guys are the single malt that you hate the most, the Everfeldy.
Yeah, but the Everfeldy, I think we need to clean the slate here. We did, review the Everfeldy 12. I don't know, we could have blown that. I mean, it's very possible that I blown it.
We were fucked up that day. We were pondering on some other shit.
We were gone. So it's very likely that we could have blown that, and we may have to revisit that review.
That still doesn't take away the fact that Johnny Walker Red is a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, fucking bullshit. They should remove that shit from the market.
It's an excellent, what is it? Blend?
It's a blend.
It's a mixer. It's a mixer is what it is.
Right. So here's the catch. There's a variety of old casks, including sherry and bourbon, which are like my 2 top shits. You know what I mean? So allow me to marry this into my palate like I marry my cock to his mouth. Let's do this.
Open the bitch up from the bottle. This is a new face for Dewars. They have changed they have rebranded their product. And you know what? They're a lot more pleasing to your eyes. I like it a lot. In fact, there's another one called a Scratch Cask. That we should have picked that shit up. It was like $22. In fact, I have one in my kitchen, and once in a while,
save it so when I come down to Miami, we'll review when I get down there.
Yeah.
So I actually like the new presentation. I like the bottle. I like what they've done with the box. They're making an effort. Right? Yeah. So because of that, we'll give it a shot. And couple that with the fact that we got it with, supporting.
Yeah.
Let's leave it there.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh. I love that shit. What is it? Neutral? Neutral?
That shit smells like a freaking car rubber. like freaking tires.
Bro. I don't know.
That's the first thing that hit me was like when you walk into a tire shop. Anyway, I'm not being biased. It's just what it hit me with. But that's out of the bottle.
You like that better.
Huh?
You like that better? I don't care. Wow.
Whoa, bro. This actually picks... it's almost like a Dronach 12 on the nose right here.
Well, let's see. There's a big scandal about this brand new 15-year-old Monarch.
Scandal or like,
Let's find out what it is. But I can tell you right now.
It's almost like a Dronach 12 for me in the nose.
There's really not a second opportunity for a good first impression. And to me, Dewars, prior to this new rebranding, it wasn't really appealing to my eyes. If I go to a liquor store, I really wouldn't pick the product, considering that, you know, I'm fully aware that it's a blended scotch, but because of its presentation, I wouldn't, you know. But this rebranding, I really think they've done a good job. So let's see.
Yeah, and you know what? And they needed to, because I think it was old. It was giving the impression that, you know, kind of like the cheap whiskeys that you get in Guyana, like Old Oak and shit like that, that are rums. And
speaking of that shit, we got that Dos Maderas. We gotta do a
Dos
review.
Maderas and Estilla in your mouth.
Estilla in your mouth, motherfucker.
I got your Madera right here.
Let me tell you, the nose is really good.
Yeah, the nose is good. Again, I think to me it's almost like a Glendronach 12.
Yeah, alcohol by volume is 40%, just like most of the blends.
750 ml, standard for the U.S. The color is light amber.
I'm sure it's got caramel coloring in it. E150.
I'm picking a lot of cinnamon, so it's got to have some spice to it.
Fuck it, let's go for it. Wow, surprisingly good. I like it. I like it.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done a good job.
But you know what? I was just thinking about having this in the rocks, like I normally drink my blends when I don't want to touch any of my single malts from the bar.
Honestly, bro, this is like a Chivas to me.
But I really think that if you put this on the rocks, it'll just disappear. It'll vanish.
It will mellow completely away.
You know, there's no smoke.
There's no smoke, no peat.
It's really sweet.
Well, it's got some sweetness too, but I can't determine yet what it is. Maybe it's because I've had the other two earlier, so I might be having a little difficulty here. But
considering we had 2 vanilla monsters, if we're still picking up sweetness here at a very low alcohol level, I mean, it's got to be sweet. It is good.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good.
I don't know, however, if the price range between 50 and 60, it's something that I will do for a blend of scotch when you could get a
really
nice
like
single
the bottle.
malt.
I really like the bottle.
Well, yeah, I do. But, you know, you could get, for the same amount, you could get a single malt. And not necessarily Glenfiddich, but...
yeah, I mean, you can't compare with the Fiddick, though.
Yeah.
With that one, at least.
I think we ought to do a re-review on the Aberfeldy 12. I don't think we were...
Yeah.
We got to give it a fair share.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit...
We misspoke. I think we spoke too soon. We were just a little trash back then.
Well, you know what? I said what I felt at the time. You know, so it's what it is. So I think we may have to revisit that.
Yeah.
and
they just rebranded it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
Exactly.
The product, the rebrand looks a little bit more appealing too. So I don't know if psychologically that's got anything to do with how you taste it. But before to now, it looks more appealing to me now. So anyway, we'll have to do that shit next time I go down to the scratch cask, and we'll do Aberfeldy, and then the Johnny Walker Red. Nah,
no, why not, bro? Look. This is what we do. We get a Johnny Walker Red, and we get a Dewars White Label, and we'll compare. Why not? What do we got to lose, bro?
I'm not confused on that one.
The fuck is the matter with you?
But anyway, so
fucking famished. Let's
go. This is pretty light, but it's got good legs.
It's got
good viscosity.
Seriously.
I think Dewars is moving in the right direction right now. It's a very competitive market, and they got to do something different. That's what it is. You know, it's a global. This global way of acquiring shit, you know, is putting them out of business. I don't know. I mean, you can't compete with a Glendronach with. I can't get let's say I don't know, what is the 18? What is it called?
What, the Parliament? No, that's the 21.
No, Parliament's 21. Allardyce or whatever you call it in the Parliament. Those you can't get here, but doesn't mean we can't really get it. We still can. So when we could go out to an international market and draw other things that are much better, them getting something like this, I mean, they got to do something different. So I think they're moving in the right direction. I like what they're doing. I like the taste of this. Would I pick it over, a huge selection of single malts? Probably not.
Probably not.
Is it a good gift? I think so.
Yeah.
For
now,
me,
if it was $40, I would personally buy it for $40. You know, sometimes I have an urge to have scotch of the rocks, and I don't like to drink scotch on the rocks when they're single malts. I like blend of scotch. You know, on the rocks.
but wait a minute. To your point, why would if I had to choose between this on the rocks or like a Buchanan 18 on the rocks,
I would probably go with this.
Well, you know, I will go with the Buchanan, and then again, this is a matter of taste, so you can see the difference, you know, and then he will go with something like this. I will go with something like Buchanan, and it's just because you probably like it's an acquired taste, so everyone's got a different taste in a different day. This on one day may be good for me, whereas the Buchanan will be another choice. So anyway, long story short, finish your thought, motherfucker.
Already did, bitch. You cut me off.
That was the whole point. Anyway, for the South Florida pea lovers, I think this is good. They're moving in the right direction. And you know what? It's light body. It's my last words on that.
Yeah.
Light body.
It is.
All right. Hey, thanks for sticking with us. We'll see you next time.